tweak the rocket a little bit more so I have a little bit more of a safety margin with fuel here. But that is good news. Is this debris gonna stay in a stable orbit here? I think it is, yeah. So there's, wait, or is it gonna get, no, I guess it's gonna stay in orbit. No, that's a, no, never mind. It's gonna go flying off somewhere. Alright, so let's give an orbit here. Now, the question is, I think I just wanna burn when I see the Kerbal rise to get home. I think that's right, but I don't really know. Let's just take a moment to enjoy the view. That is, there's home off there. Not bad. Part of our rocket. Okay, so let's do a little bit of warping here. We can watch Kerbal set. We'll go around to the dark side of the moon in a minute. Be out of radio contact with Kerbal Space Command. We're going to be on a real low approach on the other side of the planet too. Well, not the planet, the moon. Alright, let's try to keep a close eye on the situation here. So when we oh, look how far off the equator that orbit is now. Not the greatest. It'll get better over time. We'll get better at this though. I assume I'll get better at it. Alright, so just keep peeking in on the map every once in a while, but take a look at what's going on here. Looking pretty cool. Now hopefully I'm not gonna like screw this orbit up even more and we're gonna end up flying off into nowhere, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm hoping it's not gonna happen. Alright, let's start watching the horizon over here for home. When we see it, we'll go ahead and slow back down to normal time again. We're gonna make a real low pass over the moon to the dark side. When the rocket's aligned with that, I believe we'll be at our low point of the orbit is what that's going to represent right now too. Not just the direction of travel, but I think that's when we hit the low point of our orbit. Let's check that map again. Oh yeah, it should be any minute. Any moment now. And this game is fun, like, and there's still no real objectives or anything like that. It's just kind of whatever you want, but I really like the challenge and, learning how to do all this. I took, just regular science classes when I was in high school and stuff. I'm not an expert at this kind of crap at all. I didn't study it in college really or anything, so I'm just making most of this up as we go here. Oh, there's home. I've watched a couple of videos too, but I've been trying to not watch too much because I want to kind of learn with you guys here while we're doing this. So let's give that a good old-fashioned burn here. That is not working correctly. That is sending out the wrong part of our orbit, but will it, if I keep burning, fix itself? I think it's going to. Maybe? No, we're definitely extending the wrong part of our orbit. That is not working as I had hoped. I mean, it makes sense because when I do this, I'm extending the apoapsis. So what I probably need to do is be over here in the orbit. Because actually, rising probably doesn't matter because I'm orbiting. That is a conundrum. Well, let's see what happens if... Oh, it's going to take forever to get around to the other side, isn't it? Because we're so low above the moon. That is going to take a few minutes. But that seems to make sense to me. Like if I reach this part of the orbit and I burn, I should push the orbit out that way. I would think. We'll see. You guys might not make it home, I'm afraid. But that's the point of all this. We are living and we are learning. How much fuel do we still have left? Oh, a really good amount. So there's hope. Even if I screw up, there's still a safety margin built in here, so that's good. That is definitely good. So I think when I get like right about here, I'm just gonna burn into the path of my orbit, and hopefully that will push the whole thing out that way. And Kerbin should have a much stronger gravity field to, you know, get pulled into. So as long as we're sort of, I mean, even if we're on a collision course, that would actually be fine because I have a parachute. We can just, we don't need to orbit. We do not need to orbit Kerbin again. In fact, it'd probably be better if I just collided with it, use less fuel. Okay, so now I need to go into the path. Whoa, this thing turns fast now. You gotta remember that as you lose mass, it's a lot easier to maneuver. Okay, fingers crossed. Let's hope we can get these guys home. That's headed out in generally the right direction. I think this is possibly gonna work. It's kind of off a little bit, isn't it, though? Oh my god, it's going way too high up, too. How far off from where we want to go are we, really? That's exactly what I was afraid of. So I think what represents what now on this nav ball is the question, I guess. Okay, the rocket is facing towards the moon now, and if I fire it, I don't know what that's gonna do. It's gonna keep extending my orbit because we're facing, I don't know why it's doing that. Damn you high school physics classes. So really what I want to be doing is not facing the ground. This did reorient itself, didn't it? So I want to be like parallel to my orbit so I can kind of bring it more into whack here. Alright, that is doing something. Is it bringing it more down towards the plane? I think it is. Okay. Okay. That's a good thing. It's still kind of wonky, but it's closer to what we need. And maybe this time I'll just blast when we see Kerbin again. It kind of makes sense. Makes as much sense as just about anything at this point, I guess. I'm sorry, little Kerbin guys. I really am. No, let's not blast yet. I did not mean to do that. Alright, let's get to a point where I think we'll be able to see home again. It looks like should be coming up here in a moment. And did it? Yep, there it is. So let's turn the rocket yonder and cross our fingers again here. Oh man, that is not good. That is really not the best. Let's just try to direct it in a little bit more sensible of a fashion, but I don't think that's gonna do it. We're gonna break orbit of the moon, so that's good. I don't know if that's gonna get us home or not. Well, let's give it a whirl. See what happens when we break out of this gravitational well here of the moon. This is going to be just an epic failure, I can tell. Hopefully they have a good penchant. Whoa! Hey, look at that. We are in orbit of Kerbal again. This is the periapsis. So when I get to that point, I'm just going to break, and I think we can probably get the orbit to collide right into the planet. That ought to work. We're not going to get to choose our landing site because I don't have a whole lot of fuel. I'm not going to try to actually get into a lower orbit and try to plan this out any better than that, but I think we're going to get these guys home. Oh my god, the warping again. Well, we'll just get out around because we can warp real fast now. I don't think we're going to catch up with the moon. These guys are just going to be on a long, extended return home trip. That's fine. Couple months of travel, I guess, but oh no, we are going to catch up with the moon again, aren't we? Damn it. But I think we'll just break out of its gravity again here. See what happens with the slingshotting effect here. Might even help us get home. Yeah, that did. That's good. Alright, so let's not screw up with the warp again. Good. That warp, you can get yourself into some trouble with it. Alright, we're in the correct orientation, so let's just start braking. Oh, we made it home, I'd say. This is going to be a safe landing. No thanks, well, some thanks to me, but despite my best efforts, that I think this is going to work out. Let's stop wasting fuel, though, and wait until we get around again. Because we don't have a hell of a lot of fuel. And we can warp real quick at this speed, so who cares? They don't need food or anything. Actually, warping, I bet I could do better on this side of the orbit, couldn't I? Because I wouldn't have to move it as far. Should have thought of that. Makes more sense to do it at the apoapsis, doesn't it? I bet a lot of you guys were saying that too, but I'm out here on my own right now. Let's just give it all she's got. I don't feel like going around the planet again. I think we're going to make it. We have RCS if we really have to, too. Oh yeah, we're in the atmosphere now. All is well. So let's just leave it at that, I think. And now we're just going to fall back down to home. This ought to be good. Oh my god, it's so fast. What happened? The warp got me again, didn't it? Yup. The warp. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble getting it to stop warping. Oh, and there's some sort of fatal error too. Alright, well, next time we'll try that again. Thanks for watching.